So we're going to pick up from where we were left off, which is that you were in Asia after you had been in the camp in Siberia for years, and then you got there, and you had to get out of that city because of typhus. The city was called, what was the name of the city?
Yeah, it was, it broke out, and because of the heat, I guess, I don't know. It's probably there every year, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So you left and you got out of town, and then you were just moving from farm to farm, trying to find a place to stay.
Exactly.
And you were working, picking different kinds of things?
All kinds of things. All kinds of farms. All kinds of people. Every farm, not just the farm, but every Brian, how would I say? Every district had a different language.
Oh.
So it was very difficult to pick up so fast, to get in touch with the people and to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Got to say something. That you want to work, that you want, something to do, something to eat. But somehow we didn't, you manipulate and you do it.
Do you think that these people, the farmers, that they knew the situation about the war and that you were running from the war? They didn't know that?
No.
Did they have religion?
I don't know. I couldn't figure out what religion. Most of them were Arabs to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I also met in one camp, in one district, you wouldn't believe it, but colored Jews. And they had their own temple. And they prayed every day. Actually, that's all they did, is pray. And we were very surprised. I was with two cousins of mine. And we stayed there a few days because it wasn't the kind of place that we would stay or find work or something to eat. So we went up further. And I told you, we came to a place where there was cotton. So we were picking cotton. Yeah, I'm laughing now. It wasn't funny, believe me. My hands were bleeding from them. It's very tough to get the cotton out.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't stay there either, because you can't work like that. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Maybe they have special gloves, or we didn't. So we went further, and we came to a farm. I think I told you that last time, and I think you have it there already, where they had fruit, which was good. The most delicious peaches I ate in my life. And of course I was hungry too.
Mm-hmm.
And there was grapes, and there was watermelon, and well, from the grapes, if you want to know how to make raisins, you know how?
You let them dry out, right?
How?
In the sun?
They had little shacks where the sun comes in through the roof. And they hang him on little strings, the raisin, the grapes. And they let them hang until they dry out. And this is how, this is their way to make raisins. Here, everything by machine.
So was that your job, to pick the grapes and go hang it up on the strings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
When you were
stayed
doing,
there. We stayed there because it was a good place.
how long did you stay there?
Quite a while. Quite a while. Couple months, I think.
Now, when you were doing this work on these farms, and you would show up and you didn't speak the language, so you had to come up with some way to
No.
communicate that you wanted to work.
No, but I learned fast.
The language?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a hard language. I mean, I didn't learn to converse with you or make a speech, no. But enough to get them understand what we there for and what they could do for us, and they did.
So were you there
Wonderful people.
Were you there to work for money or just for a place to stay?
Money. No money.
So
Nowhere was money mentioned.
how did they pay you for the work?
They didn't pay. They gave us to eat.
Oh,
We
okay.
had the fruit, and then what we didn't know is that if they invite you for dinner, like if you come pass by and they were eating, they would say, we should come sit down and eat. So we would say no.
Why?
And they got very insulted. We
Well,
didn't know that.
You were hungry, weren't you?
Yeah.
So why did you say no?
Well, I didn't. You don't know the people.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some fruit. We had peaches, we had grapes, there was a lot of fruit there. It's a beautiful farm.
So you were picking fruit and cotton and things all just so that you could live, just so you would have something to eat and a place to stay, right? They would let you stay
Sure.
there?
Yeah.
And you were just trying to buy time until you were able to go back to the city after the typhus was gone? Or were you...
Well, we didn't plan to go back to, no. We knew the typhus takes a long time. What happened was, we didn't get the typhus, but we got malaria, which is a pretty bad sickness. In fact, I'll never forget this. Years later, we went to New York to a doctor to be checked. And he checked us over, and then he came to a certain spot in me, and he says, "You had malaria." I says, "What'd you say?" I says, and he says, "Yeah, I can tell, because I guess doctors know. Must have been swollen or whatever, I don't know." And I'll never forget, he said to your father, he said, every morning, you should get up and thank God that you're in a place where it's so wonderful and so peaceful. It's so good to be. Because he asked a little bit of the story, People are interested, some people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very surprised that he said that I had malaria. How the heck do you know? In fact, Dr. Fowler, you don't know either. You knew Dr. Fowler?
Mm-hmm.
He had malaria too.
Wow. How long were you sick?
Quite, you wouldn't believe this. But after we got married, and we started living together, within 2 months, we were both cured from malaria. This was like a miracle.
Well, did you get malaria when you were working on the farm or when you went back to the city?
I didn't go back to the city. We were on the farm for quite a while, because it was a good farm.
You were on the farm with your two cousins and other people, but Grandpa was not. He was back in... What was the name of that city?
It wasn't a city. It was out of the city.
What was it called?
I honestly don't know what it was called.
But it was near a
Every
city.
farm had a different name.
No, not the farm. The city where Grandpa was working in a bakery.
Oh, you're going back to the bakery. This was in Samarkand.
Yeah, Samarkand. So, but you, after you were working on the farm, you must have gone back there because that's where your brother met Grandpa, and he brought the bread to your house. This is after the farm whole thing, right?
Yeah, after quite a while, yeah.
You were working on farms for months, right?
More than a month, more than 2 months.
And then eventually, when you were on the farm, you got malaria.
No, malaria got in the city.
In the city. So you went back after the farms.
On
you
the
went...
farm, you didn't get any sicknesses.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, not that the people were so clean, but it has nothing to do. Malaria has nothing to do with cleanliness or...
It's probably just a lot of people
yeah.
all together, and it's
Yeah.
it's contagious. So you were working on farms for all these months, and then you must have decided to go back to the city.
After a while.
Okay. For what? Why did you go back to the city?
I don't know, I guess just to meet people, to see if some people from my hometown came, or, you know, we weren't going to stay the rest of the time in the farm.
Right.
No.
So when you got back to the city, where were you living?
We were living outdoors, actually, at first, because we didn't know anybody. Then I befriended a Russian man, a Jewish man. Actually, he must have been very wealthy. There are wealthy people in Russia too. But you have to hide the wealth. And he was a finagler. And he dealt on the black market. And he asked me if I would like to sell some things for him on the black market. I said, sure. This is where money comes in. What did I sell? You wouldn't believe. Needles.
What kind of needles?
Sewing needles.
Huh.
Thread. Matches. Things that, like nothing here, like, you know.
How did you sell them? What, did you go to people's houses?
No, this was a black market, was like, how would I call it?
Like you were at a table in a town square?
No table. But everything was quite discreet.
So you were carrying all these items?
Sure.
Like in a bag?
But they're little things.
Mm-hmm.
They're not significant. And you were carrying so nobody would see.
Mm-hmm.
But people did see. Some of them looked away,
Okay.
the Russians. And some did not.
But so how did customers know that you were selling needles or thread or matches? How did the people know to come to you to buy those things?
Day and night there.
Okay.
Very simple.
And they gave you money?
Yeah, not much, but that's the first time I saw money in a long time.
And then you must have had to give most of that money back to that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep some?
Mm-hmm. Not much. But I didn't need much, because you couldn't buy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't go into a store and buy something. No.
Did you know that guy's name?
I honestly don't remember. I should, because he was so good to me. He did take me home, though, to his house one day. Introduced me to his wife and kids. And he even showed me where he dug all his valuables in the ground. Not that I'm going to go and dig it out, no. But, you know, to show you that people do have money there and that you could hopefully someday come back and get it. I don't know if he ever did or not, I don't know. But he lived very nicely, very nicely.
Now, why did he have to hide his money? Who was he hiding it from?
From the government.
Mm-hmm. It was communism back then, wasn't it?
Sure.
So how long did you work for him selling black market items?
Quite a while. Quite a while, maybe a year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Every day?
Not every day, every other day, you know. Some days are slow, some days were raining, not every day.
So during that time, were you still living outdoors, or were you able to afford a place to live?
Then we found a place by a woman, a Russian woman, such a beautiful woman. She had 2 kids, and the husband was in the army. And I remember like now she backed Easy. Easy had a job then.
Did you know him yet?
Sure, we were married already quite a while.
Wait a minute. So you were not married when you were working on the farms?
On the farm, no.
You met him after you got back to the city. You got back to the city, you were living outdoors initially. Then you met this guy, the Russian, who had the money. And during that time when you were selling those items is when you met Grandpa.
No, I met Grandpa before. We were married before. I told you we were married 3 times.
Mm-hmm. But when your brother met Grandpa, when he was working in the bakery, and your brother went to the bakery to buy bread, right? And Grandpa brought the bread to where you were living. Where were you living?
With my sister-in-law.
Okay.
In a sick baby, yeah.
In a house?
Mm-hmm. A set of house, yeah.
This is before you were working for that Russian person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I'm